Dust swirls over a desert battlefield. Bronze shields glint under a rising sun, and a voice echoes across the ages. Before Rome, before Alexander, before Greece imagined democracy, there was an empire so vast it touched 3 continents and nearly united the world. This is the story of the Persian Empire, the unstoppable force that reshaped civilization. Before we begin, hit like and subscribe for more cinematic deep history from Elemental History. Imagine a small group of tribes on the Iranian plateau, scattered, vulnerable, overshadowed by powerful neighbors. And then, almost overnight, they ignite the largest empire the world had ever seen. How? Not through chaos, not through brutality alone, but through something far more advanced. Engineering, diplomacy, administration, logistics, tools thousands of years ahead of their time. This is the rise and the fall of the Persian Achaemenid Empire. The story begins with Cyrus II, known to history as Cyrus the Great. He was not born into power. He seized it first, forging an alliance of fractured Persian tribes, then toppling the mighty Median Empire. But unlike the kings of his age, Cyrus did something revolutionary. He ruled through respect, not fear. He freed captives. He protected religions he didn't worship. And he allowed conquered peoples to keep their traditions, laws, and leaders. This wasn't kindness. This was strategy. Happy nations don't rebel. Under Cyrus, Persia expanded from the mountains of Anatolia to the plains of Mesopotamia and into the cradle of ancient empires. His most famous acts: the Cyrus Cylinder, the world's first known declaration of human rights, a promise that power could be absolute and humane. Against all expectations, a superpower was born. After Cyrus's death, his son Cambyses II inherits a sprawling realm, but his reign is haunted by tragedy. He conquers Egypt, one of the most advanced civilizations on Earth. But his campaign is marred by misfortune. Lost armies, revolts, political conspiracies, and when Cambyses suddenly dies, Persia collapses into civil war. A mysterious figure claims the throne, a man the Greeks call Gamata the magician, a supposed imposter pretending to be Cambyses' brother. Whether the story is truth or propaganda remains a mystery. What we know is this: Persia is on the brink of annihilation. And then, through smoke and blood, another titan rises. Darius I, a distant relative to Cyrus, seizes control and reshapes the Persian world. If Cyrus built the empire, Darius made it function. He divided the empire into satrapies provinces with governors, auditors, and tax systems. He standardized currency. He built the Royal Road, a 1,600-mile highway, patrolled and maintained for speed. A message could cross the empire in days of feet unmatched until the Industrial Age. He also ordered the construction of Persepolis, one of the most spectacular ceremonial capitals in human history. Walls carved with delegations from across the empire, staircases wide enough for horses, columns that reached toward the heavens. Persia was not just powerful, it was beautiful. While Persia expanded, the Greek city-states bickered, feuded, and fractured. But Darius wanted them unified. Under him, his invasion of Greece ignited one of history's most legendary conflicts. At Marathon, Persian forces suffered a shocking defeat. Years later, Darius' son, Xerxes, returned with a colossal army. At Thermopylae, 300 Spartans made their stand. At Salamis, Greek ships rammed Persian vessels in a chaotic sea battle that turned the tide. These wars became the foundation of Western storytelling. But the truth is more complex. Persia did not fall because it was weak. It fell because its opponents were desperate, fighting for survival on their home soil. But even after these defeats, the Persian Empire remained the largest on earth. Life inside the empire was astonishingly diverse. From the fertile Nile to the snow peaks of Afghanistan, to the deserts of Arabia, hundreds of cultures lived under Persian rule. The Persians built Kanas underground water tunnels that turned deserts into thriving farmland. They created some of the first postal systems, professional armies, and international trade routes. Their gardens, peridazea, meaning walled enclosure, inspired the word paradise. And their kings, they were more than rulers. They were symbols, figures of almost mythic authority, seated on golden thrones, guarded by the immortal zealot soldiers, armored in scale, always exactly 10,000 in number. At its height, Persia was the center of the ancient world. No empire lasts forever. By the 4th century BCE, Persia was vast, but stretched thin. Revolts, political infighting, and ambitious satraps weakened the core. And into this fractured world marched a young Macedonian king, Alexander the Great. Alexander didn't just defeat Persia, he studied it, admired it, sometimes even adopted its customs. The final blow came at Gaugamela, where Darius III fled the battlefield and Alexander secured the greatest conquest of his life. The halls of Persepolis burned, the immortals scattered, and the greatest empire of the ancient world was absorbed into a new one. But Persia did not disappear. Its ideas, governance, postal systems, tolerance, administration became the blueprint for future empires, including Rome. The Persian Empire wasn't just a civilization, it was a template, a model for how to rule immense territories with efficiency and dignity. A reminder that strength and compassion are not opposite, and proof that history is rarely the story of one people, but of many united under a shared horizon. The Persians shaped the world we live in, from the words we speak, to the gardens we build, to the concept of human rights itself. The empire fell, but the idea of Persia never did. If you enjoyed this cinematic deep dive, hit like and subscribe, so you never miss the next chapter of Elemental History.